Hi, I'm Rob Boyd, an English photographer from the UK. I decided to create this podcast series talking to international photographers whose work I truly love. I realised I knew nothing about these amazing people apart from their names and their stunning work. So I created a set of hopefully entertaining questions that finds out who they are and what they love. Hi Ella, so glad to see you, my friend.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. So fun.
If you can start by your name and your Instagram name.
So they're both the same. It's Ella Kowalska, ELLA, like Ella Fitzgerald. And the Instagram name is Ella Kowalska with the underscore between the two of them.
And do you have a website?
Yeah. Ella Kowalska, no underscore between. Simple, to the point.
Oh, we love simple. And where do you live?
I live in Paris.
And where are you from originally?
I'm Polish, and I'm kind of from in the middle of nowhere in Poland because I was born and raised really close to Belarusian border. So you get Warsaw, and then you draw the straight line to the Belarusian border, and I'm on the line, really close to the border, and it's like plains and you can see really far. That's how flat it is over there.
So if I visited you, where would you take me to shoot?
I think that maybe my favorite area to show you would be the Chinatown, because I would want you to be able to discover something that where you wouldn't go naturally. As a because if you would take if you would go and search for places to shoot on the internet, you will get like classic stuff, which most of the time is around the tourist areas. And I would really like you to discover another side of Paris. And I think that going together, I would really like to take you to the Chinatown. And it's not at all as the London one. It's really, the London one is really, really out there, meaning almost like a small area where everything is constructed around that. And in Paris is really more of a fusion. So it's the fusion part. I would really like to show you.
My next question was going to say, is there anything for tourists? But come on, it's Paris.
No, seriously, no, there is nothing. No, the question, is like what to choose.
Okay, so what's your favorite destination in the world?
What's my favorite destination in the world? Definitely South Korea. It's my favorite place in the world, like completely and wholeheartedly the favorite place. If I could, I would live there. It's it's not really possible for different reasons, but really I would live there. It's the people, it's the culture, it's the visual culture, it's the language. I love everything about South Korea. And of course, as all the countries, there are negative points, obviously, because, nowhere is perfect. But there are things in South Korea that just click for me. And most probably I would live in Seoul, but, Busan is nice as well. And I'm a city girl. I think it's because there I was raised in the middle of fields, so now I'm a city girl through and through. So it wouldn't be I would love in South Korea. I would be the one that would go for weekends outside of the city, but I would live in the city. But yeah, Seoul or Busan, mostly Seoul, I would say. And there is a real I would say, a weird spiritual connection between Poland and Korea in some kind of weird way. Maybe the same kind of vibe of being, maybe because of the history. There is some things in both histories that would just click in the same way, and maybe that's why as well.
I love that you connect like that. That's cool. Where would you most like to visit in the world?
Definitely Mexico. Definitely Mexico. For Frida Kahlo, for the culture, for visual culture, obviously, for the music. I would love to visit Mexico, but for a general vibe, not only the touristy vibe, but go and discover and discover Mexico in general.
Okay, so weird question time. If you could time travel, where and when would you visit?
It's a fun question. Maybe the Cuban Revolution. No, you know what? I'm going to go with another one. I'm going to go closer to home. I would say Poland in the 80s, with everything that was going on over there, and feeling the energy and people coming together and fighting together for something, and just being able to be a part of this energy of coming together and liberation, and obviously shoot all of this with the camera.
If you could photograph anyone in history, who would you shoot?
And I think that now I'm going to go back to my first reaction to the previous question. I think I would love to shoot Che Guevara in the guerrilla area. How do you say that? Guerrilla area. And again, all the fight and the energy and everything that goes with it, and the energy that he was specifically putting forward, the energy that he would put forward, but energy that is not only a specific masculine energy, but as well a general human excess of energy that what you would put out there, I would say. Yeah. So him in the middle of action.
Tell me a fun fact or story about yourself.
That's a kind of difficult question for me, because I'm asking myself, like, what is fun? It's like, what would be the definition of fun exactly? And now I'm going all metaphorical on you, like, yeah, I know, but it's maybe too open for me. It's like I'm already confused. Like, what, why, when, who, how? I think that there is I'm in a really creative period of my life, but when I was a student, I was in the real lane. I was studying art history, but when you're studying art history in Paris, it's really strict. But then I was also studying law, and so I was like really rigorous, and you have to have this kind of rigor, and I was really looking for rigor. So I spent 10 years of my life in search for a certain rigor, following certain rules and making sense of everything with the rules. And I'm completely opposite of this right now. It's like, fuck the rules. It's like, let's be creative and just do whatever. And rules, if they don't make any sense, then we don't have to think about them too much, and you don't have to try to make sense of the world. It's just like, take it as it is. How much of a fun fact that is, I don't know.
And what's your favorite word?
I think I say seriously a lot in all the languages and in all senses of the word. really technical sense, when I have to state the fact, it's like seriously, this is seriously happening. I'm talking seriously, completely different direction. Like seriously, not being serious at all, So I say seriously a lot. And maybe that's the link between the last question and this one, It's like, what is serious anyway?
Yeah, I think that's a great answer. And as this is an international podcast, tell me a new word or saying I might not know.
That's the French. There is an expression which is really almost nothing when you take it literally, but it can mean basically everything you want it to mean, depending on how you say it. You say, c'est bon, c'est bon. It can mean it's good. It literally means this is good, which is really an extremely simple concept. But it can mean exactly the opposite as well. It can mean leave me alone. It can mean I want this to stop. It can mean this is really, really nice. And it can mean all of these things depending on the pronunciation of it. You can say it in a simple way, c'est bon. You can say it in a, I really like it, then you will say, c'est bon. And it's like the simplest thing. And so you think it's the simplest thing, and you can put it in all of the directions.
Parfait, c'est bon. When did photography click for you? Excuse the pun, but when did you realize you could take a good photo?
I think it's kind of gradual for me, I had my first camera when I was really a kid. It was a first communion gift for me, so I was 10 years old. And you wouldn't fool around with the film, you had to produce something that looks like something. And I kind of figure out that most of my film looks like something, it's in focus and the framing is okay. And, it was mostly like photographing my family or a family vacation or whatever, but it kind of, it makes sense visually. So that was a point when I was like, well, I can, do it in a matter that it looks like something. I reached a point when I had like a pretty good camera. I had my first Fuji, and I was traveling, and I started recording more of when I was traveling, and I didn't really know what kind of photo I was doing, but afterwards I kind of realized it was street photography. It was kind of travel photography, but it was more street photography than travel photography. And then while traveling with this my first like good camera, I kind of figured that the portraits of people that I was taking were pretty good actually. I was kind of happy with them. And then recently, 2 years ago, I would say, I started almost by accident working on reflections. And then I did kind of couple of them, which I figured was not really something that I see a lot elsewhere. And that was like my big click moment. Like I can do something, It's not that only I can take a photo that looks something like something. It's not only that I can take a decent photo or a really nice photo. It's like I can really do something, That was my like a click moment.
Oh, I love that with creative photography. You end up throwing all the rules out the window, look at the aesthetics of what you like, and you do it so well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the portrait. The portrait, you have to observe certain rules, and then it looks good. But then if you throw all of this out the window and you stop putting pressure on yourself, and then you can just go for different kind of stuff.
Right. I know it's hard to narrow down, but what's your favorite 3 photos and why do you like them?
the photo side, like, as if I had thousands of children, so I love all of them, but obviously my beyond human one, my cyborg one, I like it a lot because it resonates with many. And I think that I like it for myself, I'm really happy with the photo I made and stuff. But when I see how it resonates, I'm really, really happy. It's like I've put something out there that where I visually talk to people, and it really speaks for itself. And I'm really happy about that. So I really like that photo. And technically, I did something that I like a lot. So that would be the first one, the Beyond Human one. I would say that maybe the second one would be a photo that I've taken during the Ganesh festivities in Paris. I've really dove into the human mass and crowd, and I really dove into the multi-layer photos I could do, and I really, I kind of fused with with the surroundings and with people, and I'm really, when I see this photo, I see that it works, but I'm also proud of the fact that I really, I really went there, and I followed my instincts. So, and the third one, it would be maybe a complete opposite from the second one. A really clean and simple storytelling, because the Ganesh festivities is something which is really full. And the third one is a really empty space story, but I really like the storytelling that I found within it. It's a guy sitting on some kind of metal barrier in front of the sea. And what is particular about this photo is that there was some kind of tape, do not cross tape, plastic tape in front, which was kind of like floating around, and I took my time to place the tape exactly in front of his eyes. Well, I didn't place it physically. I've waited till the tape is exactly at the right position, and so we've got this man sitting in front of the sea, but we don't see his eyes, and then we can project a lot, with this, especially with the migration problematics and all of this. It's sitting in front of the sea can be really cute and fun, or it could be completely the opposite of it. So putting him there and taking away his identity, stripping away his identity, tells a story that we can see as we project ourselves on it. So yeah, so a simple one for the third one.
No, great choices. I love all of those. So what advice would you give to a new photographer?
Try and don't censor yourself from in any point of form. I mean, aesthetically, not. There are some kind of subjects that, yes, please censor yourself from time to time, It's like, especially with the vulnerable subjects, that's my kind of vibe. But other than that, don't censor yourself and go with your gut and shoot and experiment and just go for it.
And finally, what's next, and what are your photography goals?
I guess it would be dual goals, because I have personal goals, and it's obviously to shoot and create more, but then I want to go reportage route a little bit more, more and more, because that's really what I want as well. So keep street photography, but go the reportage route and go in depth and create more in-depth stories. And then I have street is a woman goals as well, which would be we're pushing out a really small documentary. Well, why say small? We're putting out a documentary on Thursday, so you'll be seeing stuff on Thursday. So we have stuff coming out, and then we're having 4 exhibitions this year. And then I'm working on a book for that as well. So busy, and so it's a dual one. A photographer as me, a photographer, and then the street is a woman founder and putting woman photography forward. So the 4 exhibitions on the book and stuff on one hand, and then working on my stuff and working more in a reportage, but reportage shooting as a street photographer, which I find way more interesting.
Wow, can't wait. That'd be amazing. Well, just want to thank you for being my guest and for flying the flag for all the photographers, male and female. You do an outstanding job, and your work is, as I've told you many times, incredible. Each time I've come to Paris, we've missed each other like passing ships. So it's great to finally talk and to see you, my friend.
Thank you so much. That's so nice of you to say. Yeah, nice to talk to you too. That was fun, and I finally met you.
Take care, and we'll definitely meet in person next time, 100%.